Hello everyone, good morning. I'm Pratibha. I'm your C and C++ trainer. So we'll just start our introduction by, I'll just start with your introduction. Okay. Okay. What about you? Your name? Okay.
I completed my exam.
Yes.
Now, I'm gonna start my
Okay. I'm Pratibha. As I said that I'm your trainer. I have 3.5 years of experience into this, and I am a Google marketing like senior process executive and QA with Cognizant also. So I hold a real-time experience with C and C++. So shall we start our session? इसमें कौन भी नहीं है शब्द ना कोई छा के दिखा I can see only one participant. No one is there in this online. Yes. No, just now you said that there are two people. No?
Take the introduction. Someone else right.
Hi Nityashri, can you please unmute yourself? Disconnect. Disconnect हुआ हो ये नहीं वो जो लड़के ज्वाइन हुई ना वो डिस्कनेक्ट Okay. So we'll start our introduction. C programming language. Before going depth into this, we require a language to communicate. So if I take an example of two people, they need to communicate. Once they communicate, the language is required for them to communicate. In the same way, computer also requires a language to get communicated. So we have a machine code language that is binary system. We know what is binary system, that is 0 and 1, right? So in the same way, to get interacted with the computer and system coded language, we need programming languages, set of programming languages so as to communicate with the system and also get our executed part, whatever we are trying to execute or trying to get the data from the computer. So can you see this introduction of C language? It was developed by Dennis Ritchie in the year 1969 to 1973. And it is a function-driven language. When you say function-driven language, it uses some different functions and logics. Okay. And it is a subset of C++. Subset is nothing but it is going to consist of some of the elements. Still here, any doubt? Coming to the next slide, introduction of C++. C++ is developed by, Can you please read out that? Arvind, you can read out that. Can you please remove your mask and talk? No, okay.
Next one.
Yes, it was developed by him. And in which year? Can you see that?
96.
How many years difference is there? It's like approx. It's nothing but an extension of C. And C++ is an object-oriented language. Object-driven language is nothing but we are going to use some of the objects and clauses which are not used in C. And C++ is a superset of C, is nothing but it is going to take some of the elements of C as well as it is going to have some of its own elements into this language. Still here, any doubt? Can you see C and C++ use it to compile and execute the program? Now, first thing when you see compile, what is the meaning of compile? You don't know. Okay. See, whenever you want to communicate to the computer language, I said that you need to have a machine code, right? So we have like if you want to print like A is equal to B and B is equal to C. So you're giving some of the variables as well as you're giving some of the numbers to that. And you want to make a sum of it. So for that, you're going to enter the data. That is known as source code. Once you give the source code, what happens is the computer will compile. Compile is nothing but in the back end, it is going to calculate that and it is going to give you the exact output which is required. Still here, any doubt? Compile meaning? Execution meaning? So why do we use C, C++ for developing the software and to create the applications? So you know web browsers, we have Chrome, we have Safari. Yes, they are the applications. And coming to the softwares like application softwares like, you know, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, these all are also going to run by help of this languages in the back end. So now you understood why we are using C and C++ language and where it is useful and how it is related to our daily lives. How it is useful for you. Once you learn coding of C, it will help you to learn more languages like Java, JavaScript, and many other languages like Python. C is an extension of C++, Python, Java, JavaScript, and many other upcoming languages, you can say. So this will help you for becoming a good coder, good programmer, and you can also create your own apps and web development can also be done by C and C++. Can you see this diagram? Just now I was speaking about it. Source code is nothing but whatever the source you are giving, that input which you are giving to the system, it is going to compile in the backend and give you the exact output. Features of C language. First, we are going to say about the features of C language. When you see this, it is very simple to understand. It is portable and it is a middle level language and it is a structured program. Here we have a rich library is nothing but we have built-in functions which help us to run the programs. And recursion. Recursion is nothing but if you want, these are the topics which we are going to cover in our further classes. Recursion is nothing but once if you enter any of the data and you want to, like if you're taking two table, so it is recurring, right? 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are, see recurring things, whichever are happening, that comes under recursion. Extensible, and it is a fast speed one. And memory management can be done by C language. Pointers. The main topics we are covering in C language are pointers, array, strings, recursion, dynamic memory location. So main thing here in C language, you are going to have pointers which help you, which helps you to run your programs. And here you're going to learn about the memory management, how to interact with the hardware and how to manage the memory and run your programs effectively. Coming to the features of C++, it is also very simple. Same like it is also portable, middle level language. It also uses the rich library functions, and it is a case sensitive language. And it is an object oriented language. As I before informed you that it is going to use some of the objects. Objects are nothing but the data fields, whatever the data you're going to give to them. And it is compiler based, and it is also used for the dynamic memory allocation. Recursion, as I explained, this we are going to cover in the next topics. It is a huge topic and we are going to complete it. Okay? And main thing, early why we are learning C, C++ is nothing but in this you can see fast compiling. Fastly you can compile your programs and get the output. It is going to maintain the speed. Difference between, now you have learned like what is C, like I just gave a brief introduction of what is C, C++, and where it is used and how it is used and why we are using, right? Now just we'll see the differences between them so that we'll have a clarity on what we are talking. C supports procedural programming for development of code. That means procedural programming is nothing but it is going to have a structured program. Here you're going to use some of the functions and logics to run your program or code. So it is a traditional language. C is a traditional language. It is more than 50 years it is existing in the world, and many of the users are using globally. Coming to C, C++ is also known as a hybrid language because it supports both procedural and object-oriented programming language. Any doubts still here? Understood? It's understandable? Am I going fast? So whenever you're creating a file for C, you're going to use extension .c. Okay? Whereas coming to the C++, the extension for the file would be .cpp or .c++ or .cc or .cxs. Got it? And we use a standard IO header, that is stdio.h. Whenever you're running the programs, you're going to know what is stdio.h. And for the same C++, the standard header is going to be changed as iosstream.h. Okay. So as I said that we are going to give a source code, which is an input. So whenever you're giving an input to the C language, we are using scanf. Whenever you're executing a program or you're expecting an output from the program, right? You're going to take an output. For that, you are using printf function. Got it? For input and output. So what we are using for input? Scanf. For output, this you need to remember. While running a program, you're going to understand what is scanf and how we are using scanf and printf. Understood? Now, here you're seeing Cin and Cout are used for input and output in C++. There is a slight difference for giving an input here and output. So what you are using for input here? Cin, and for output, any doubts still here? So here, whatever the questions I'm asking here, that will be covered in your questions. Like if you're having any of the questions in the interviews or in the college, if you're having any of the multiple questions, these are the important questions. There it will be covered. There are 32 keywords in C language. Okay. Whereas coming in the further classes, you will be understanding what is extension.c, what is stdio.h, and what are the keywords, why we are using keywords. Okay. And how many keywords we have in C++? 97, which is visible, right? 97 keywords are there in C++. So C structure does not have access to modifiers. Modifiers we are going to learn in the next class. Structures, you know, right? I have said. C++ is also having this structure access for the modifiers, wherein C is not having the modifier. Built-in data type is supported in C. Just now I was telling that we are having some of the functions that are built in and user defined it. So built-in functions are taken from the library, rich library, which are supported by the C language. And in the same way, in C++ language also, we use built-in functions which are already there in the rich library, and we are also using some of the user-defined data types to take the support for C++. C does not support information hiding. That means in the C language, there is no hiding of information. Whereas coming to C++, you can see the data hiding by using data encapsulation. Encapsulation is nothing but in this, the data is wrapped and you can hide the data, in particular encapsulation, to ensure that data structures and operators are extended. Okay. In this, encapsulation is done as well as data structures and operators are coming into the picture. Here only it is in C language, it is not hiding any of the information, but here it is hiding the data information in data structures and operators. Now we have seen the differences. So before going further, so you understood what is C, right? Any doubt still there? Anything else in differences? Any doubt in differences? No. Shall we proceed? Similarities of C and C++. Both of the languages have the similar syntax. 80% of the syntax is same for the both languages. There is no much difference. Syntax is nothing but, see, whenever we are in our 10th or 8th standard, we are going to have formulas in our maths to solve the particular equation or anything like that. We have a formula. So in the same way, here we are using syntax. By using the syntax, you can run the program. Code structure of both languages are same. Structure is same for the both languages. Similarly, the compilation of both languages would be similar, as well as it is going to have a fast comparing to other languages like Python and Java. They share same basic syntax. Nearly all of the C operators and keywords are present in C++. Keywords and operators, just now we have discussed, right? Little bit. Further, whenever we are running a program, we are going to understand. After this, we will run a program. You will be getting an exact idea what all these things are. So C++ has slightly extended grammar than C. C++ is using extended grammar than C. And C is using a basic grammar and it is giving you freedom to compile your programs. Basic memory model of both is very close to the hardware. That means here the interaction is going with the hardware by giving a source code to it. This source code will compile and give you the output. So here interaction is going on. C will make you think how to run a program and how to interact with the hardware. It will help you to understand the memory management, how memory management can be done. Some notations of stack, heap, file, scope, and static variables are present in the both languages. Still here, any doubt? You understood the differences and similarities? So before going, I would like to show how to run programs. As of now, just we will be running a one program so that you will be understanding what are the things. So if I want to run any of the program in C language, okay, if I want to run a C language program, just for an example, this is not the software. Just to make you understand today's session, I'm going to give you one of the programs. I'll just type the program and show you how to run it. Just now we were speaking about stdio.h. Do you remember in which language we were using stdio.h? What are these called as? Braces. Parentheses also you get. This is a flower brace. Okay. This is your standard header. What is that? Hash include.
Screen share. Then on the data things there are also screen share. क्या आप पूरा सब कुछ करते हैं? Share.
So my screen is visible now. So hash include stdio.h is nothing but the standard header just now which we spoke about. Okay. And this part is known as declaration part. What are this? Int main braces you are using, and what is this? You are using a flower brace. Whenever you are starting a program, you are going to give a flower brace. Okay. Then next, what we discussed in differences, we discussed about header. We have discussed about input. For input, which we are using in C language, scanf. For output, printf. So now, before as we are starting today, we'll just give hello world. After this, you have given printf, that is you're giving an output to get an output. So you have entered hello world and you have closed this braces. Every time you need to close the brace, and after the completion of the statement you are going to give a semicolon. After that, slowly you will be understanding what is this all. Okay, so we are done with writing a program. This is an example of C program. Once if I click on run, it will give an output for you see the output hello world. If suppose if you tell me anything, I'll just type it over here and we'll see how it is coming. My name, when I click on run, if suppose if I have given a data like scanf, so we'll learn scanf later because we need to learn some of the things like int, what are variables, what are characters, what are keywords, what are operators. After this, we will go with the scanf. because we need to learn many things here. Still here, any doubt? So apart from this, anything like we want to do? Like you want to enter anything here? Do you want to try? Just give a try. So do you see here, write a C code here? Do you see here slashes? These slashes are nothing but comments. If you remove this comment, no, this will be an error. I'll show you how it works. Can you see that? If I'm adding the slashes here, does it show any error? This is nothing but it is a comment. Comment is nothing but to understand for ourselves, to understand what we are doing in the program in the backend. Okay. Comment is also very much important. So did you understand what is standard header? Which language it is? What is the output you are giving here? Printf, and you are giving hello world. Got it? If suppose this is C language, you have to use the header and you have used the printf and you have given the output. This is for C. Now coming for C++. So what is the header for C++ here? See, include iOS stream.h. This is for C++. Okay. So what here also do you see a comment? A comment? Everything is same. But what is the difference here? Here we are having C out. That is for output. So what will we write here? Tell me something, we'll write here and we'll just execute. Okay, what's your name? Do you see we got an error here? Why? So if you are not giving the simple parentheses or any semicolon, if I remove the semicolon and ask the program to run, so you got an error. And it is showing where is the error occurred. Right? It is asking you to give a semicolon after a statement. If you are not giving any of the things in this, if any of the dot or any of the semicolon is missing in this particular statement or any of the code or any of the things in the program, it is going to be an error. So you should be very careful whenever you are writing a program. Okay. Now, if I put a semicolon and run it, do you see any error here? Understood? What is the difference? Any doubt you have? So this is about C++. So I'll give you just a brief summary of what we have learned. We learned about what is C and what is C++ and who has introduced it and who has developed it. We have learned that. After that, we have learned why C and C++ is useful for us. After that, we have learned why is over, where it is used, we have learned. Then how it is useful. These are the points we have, key points we have covered. After that, we have went into the differences as we were talking about C, C++, like it was like that. So when we went to the difference, we understood what are the differences it is having. And coming to the similarities, we understood that 80% of C is same as C++, but C++ is somewhat an extended version of C. This we understood in similarities. And then we run the example program wherein we used printf, comment, and we used standard header. Got it? Any questions? Shall we run some other programs? It seems to be easy or tough? Interesting. So we'll do one more thing. So you want me to extend some of the time and take? Yes. So here you have given an input. So I want to print now a is equal, like I want to do sum of two numbers. So what will I do? Int is used for, just for today's class, I will be explaining what is it. Int is used for giving numbers. Whenever you're giving a number, int is nothing but integer. You know integers, right? So just for reference, we will write one of the program here, that int a comma b. Then next, what you want to do, you need to do sum, right? So you need to enter here. You will not be understanding. If you are not understanding, just ask me what is this. Okay, stop me and ask. Do not feel shy. As it is new, today is your first day, you will be having so many doubts, right? And backslash n. And here, backslash n. That is for next line. Whenever you are using next backslash n, whatever you are entering there, it will give you the in the next line, not in the same line, but next line. Now I'm closing this, giving the semicolon at the end of the statement. So what do you want? Print a plus b. Still here, any doubt? Still scan up. Did you understand next line? Yeah, that is what. Percentage d is nothing but you are printing an integer, right? So you are using percentage d. If you are using, we have different things like int, float. So but first we need to learn that. Int is used for integers, right? Understood? Float is used for decimal numbers. Used for decimals. Decimals is nothing but what is the value of pi? Yes, that is a decimal value, right? So whenever you want to run a decimal thing, you're going to use float. If you want to give any character, suppose if you're giving star, you're going to use char. Got it? Any doubts still here? Int is used for integers, float is used for decimal values, char is used for star. And we have different operators. We were talking about the operators, right? Plus is nothing but an operator. So we'll do afterwards, plussing and everything, because we are missing the topics, no? That's why. We have plus, minus, we have multiplication, we have percentage, we have division, right? These are the operators. And we do have some other operators, that is equal, assignment. Assignment is nothing but equal to. These all are operators. You understood this, right? Where we are using int, float, char, and operators and all. Brief introduction understood. What is C and what is C++, why we are using to code the language to become a very good programmer. If you want to run your own app or any software, any application, you can do it by yourself. All the applications and all the softwares are running in the backend by using the coding languages, set of coding languages. From that, C and C++ are some of the programming languages. Understood? We will run a program later because we need to cover some of the points. If I say like you are using operators, you are using next line, you will not understand, right? So what is \n? That is used for next line. If suppose if you want to break the sentence or break the statement, that means you want distance between the first and second line. Then what you're going to do? You're going to give a break. This you're going to use. And whenever you're using break, you need to give break and end the break. If you come to like wherever you go to school, whenever you go to school or college, what you will do? You will take break and come back, right? You will not go like that only, no? In the same way, you need to give opening break and closing break. Got it? Understood about \n break, where to use? What is int? What is float? What is char? What are operators? Just a brief introduction of operators. Understood how to run a program, how to write a program. You're using a standard header, int main, that is declaration, then giving the flower brace, then writing printf and scanf, whatever need to be given to the input, whatever need to be given as output, writing that, closing that flower brace and running the program. And semicolon is given to the every statement to close. Understood? Still here, any doubt? No one is in the meeting? Understood? So we are going to learn the syllabus like content, whatever you're saying, that you're going to learn structures, arrays, pointers, how to handle the errors when we are getting errors, pointers, unions, and how to control the structured data, algorithms, and all this we are going to learn in this course. You will be very perfect when you leave, and I will be giving you questions. I will be solving some of the programs and I will give you at least one program to practice. That will help you to understand. I will give you the live examples and that will be covering your portion even. You will, if you're having any assessment outside whenever you're going for interview, that will be covered, as well as your college assessments will also be covered. Some of the questions will be covered here.